Yes, people, nice and decent people. Among the young people who smoke weed, um, there is a little carelessness that is happening. There is this thing called hash that they use with they mix it with sometimes tobacco or cigarettes, and they to smoke. Now, the hash is something that you make from the marijuana plant, from the weed. They use the buds, they use the leaves to make the hash. But the oil to make the hash is extracted. It's the oil that you really extracting to make hash. And there's a guy I was following one time. It's a white guy. I think he's an American, but he's living in some other country. And he's making those products. And the chemical, I noticed that the chemical that he was using to extract the oil from the cannabis is a carcinogenic substance. It is something that causes cancer. It's a while back, but I took particular note of that. And I'm telling myself, look at that. Look at what that man doing there. And people are going to be using that. And in St. Lucia, we have a situation where a lot of people are using hash. A lot of people are using hash. They're smoking the hash. And this hash, the hash is not made in St. Lucia. It is something that is made overseas and they get it. And those people, those guys who are making this hash, it is not like they're concerned about you getting a good high or anything like that. These guys are principally doing that for their money. And you have no idea what substance they're using to extract the oil from the plant, from the buds and from the leaves. And I suspect that in the future, if people continue smoking the hash, not knowing where the source of those things, of the extractants that they're using, you'll be getting a lot of young people with cancer, lung cancer. The thing is, if you're using a product, you have to know what you have to have an idea of where that thing coming from or what they're using. And people just come and go, me see any hash, me see any hash, me see any bon hash, me see any this, me see any that. And you have no idea what extractant the fellas use. And the thing is, there are other things that can be used to make the hash. There are other things that can be used to make the hash that will not be harmful. But these people are not interested in your health. These people are interested in making money. And you who smoking the hash, you're not even interested in your own health. You have no idea about the chemicals that they're using to make the hash. And the other thing too is this. You have a lot of, the craze is now to get high grade weed. What do you know about the high grade weed that you're getting? What do you know about it? When I was growing up, there were men who were smoking marijuana. And these men are old now and they're still smoking marijuana. And a lot of them, nothing never really happened to them. I just know one of them, I think one of them who had COPD at a very old age. But for the most part, these guys were not mixing the weed with the with the cigarettes. But it was almost like these days, once people can get a high, whatever it is you give them, they will smoke it. And it is almost like the people are not even interested in investigating what is in those things that they're using. But I know for a fact, many years ago I was watching this guy. He's an American guy. I forgot his name. I wrote that in some notebook because I wanted people to know about this thing. And he was extracting the oil, he was making hash and those things. And I know for a fact that the chemical that he was using is a carcinogenic substance. It's a substance that causes cancer. And so these guys do not care about your health. These guys just care about making the hash. or making the marijuana oil for them to make their money, and they do not really care about your health. Now, I'm not into those things, but if it is that you want to make, if it's hash that you want to smoke, it is better that you all make your own hash, and you can use alcohol to extract the oil from the marijuana. You can use a very strong alcohol, and you have them in Matnik. Now the thing is, that kind of information, I don't really want to give that kind of information. But just because I don't want your people to be using hash with that was made with carcinogenic substances, I am trying to tell you that so that you will think about those things, and if you can make it yourself, you will use something that is going to be more neutral to your health. You have to take care of yourself. Because the thing is, we already have a situation in the country where a lot of young people are not working. Some of them don't want to work. Our farms are abandoned. And the ones that are remain, we cannot allow the fellas to get, all of them man to get COPD or lung cancer because they're smoking things that are not good. So that is why I'm talking about those things. Because we cannot afford to have a situation where all the young people, or a high percentage of the young people, are getting lung cancer or COPD. People, let me tell you something. Health is very important, and if these young people are going to get problems where before they make a few steps they cannot breathe again, or for them to get lung cancer because of the things that they like to smoke, we are going to be in a lot of trouble in this place in terms of the GDP, in terms of the productivity of the country, which is already low. And so we need to encourage the young people, the old people who are smoking those things, especially the hash. Because you hear them talking gas and me saying about hash, me saying this, me saying that. Do you know what the fellas use to make the hash? I am telling you that some of them people using chemicals that are causing cancer to make them hash. And it's your lungs you're going to mess up. You're going to mess up your lungs. You're going to get cancer in the lungs in some cases. And you're going to mess up your whole life. And you're going to mess up the life of your family members too. You have to be careful. People, you do not just smoke anyhow, smoke anything just because you're so desperate. You're there like a drug and you just have to smoke. If it is that you have to smoke, at least smoke in a sensible way. Whatever it is that may be. Keep the fire burning.